solving many problems. But I know if you become yourself, you become really transformed and you become a very different person. Now if you see the problems we have now, in those days are terrible problems. And most of them are from human beings. Not from other calamities, but mostly from human beings. Because human beings are in ignorance and they start finding their own groups and things like that to have all kinds of violence, all kinds of atrocities, and God knows all things that they do. All these problems can be solved, I knew, if they are transformed. But now how to transform was the problem. So I told you that I studied many people. Thank God my father was a very social-minded fellow and my husband also. I could meet many people. And then I realized that this power of Kundalini, which is at the base of your spinal cord, is not awakened in them. It's still sleeping. If it is awakened, then the problem can be solved. It's like a premium in a seed, you see. It is resting there. It's not yet awakened. So I said to myself, I must learn how to awaken this Kundalini. If I could do that, then we can also do it collectively and can work it out. After some time, I really discovered the method by which we could awaken the Kundalini of many people. But first he started with one person, then about 12, and later on, now we can awaken the Kundalini of many people. And those who are awakened and are deeply innate can awaken the Kundalini of many others. So they become entitled, they become like masters, and they can give realization to others. They say that now Sahaja Yoga is in 96 countries, that's what they say. Whatever it is only because some people got realization, mastered it, and they went out and did it. You'll be amazed in a country like Benin, which was all Islamic country. There are 9,000 surgeries, and there are 7 countries there which were governed by the French. They all are in it. So you can understand how it was necessary that people should have their self-realization. So they become special people, very peaceful, very wise, very sensible, and empowered with this Kundalini to give a temperament which is above all the useless thinking and fighting, It just happens. It has to happen, is the point. If it doesn't happen, you cannot argue it out. So then, when the Kundalini rises, she goes through these centers which I have been told already, passes through your peritoneal bone area and connects you to the all-pervading power of divine. Einstein has called this torsion area. He says this is torsion area. How he found the theory of relativity says that he was tired, absolutely fed up. So he went into the garden and was playing with soap bubbles. And then somebody from somewhere, he said, from unknown area, the knowledge came to. So that's the area of absolute knowledge. Absolute knowledge. You don't get knowledge which is relative, but absolute. And you can see for yourself how correct it is. For example, now, there was this national health of, you must have heard about national health in America. It's an institute specially formed to investigate all kinds of new type of adventure about health. And there was one doctor who asked a surgeon, she is just not a doctor, nothing. All right, tell me what's wrong with me. So she said, something wrong with your heart. He was amazed because only a month back he had bypass surgery. So you see, this when it happens to you, and that's so near, you can feel on the fingertips your different centers. Now these centers, if you see, 6 of them are above the Kundalini, and the 7th one is lower there. Now all these 6 centers, or even the 7th one, are responsible for our physical, emotional, and also our spiritual being. It helps us be nourished through their energies. They have limited energy. And when that energy finishes, we develop all kinds of physical, emotional, and other problems. We can call it psychological problems. And we do not know why. But when you get your self-realization, then most of your problems are solved automatically. If not, you know what's wrong with you. And you know also how to cure yourself. If you know how to cure yourself and to get all right, you can cure others also. Because you develop a new dimension, which we call as collective consciousness. Who is the other? In this world, who is the other? They are all part and parcel of the same being. So you start feeling very clearly on your fingertips, not only your centers, but also their centers. And you can cure it if you know how to cure. You can cure your centers as well as cure other people's centers. But first of all, you must establish yourself properly. Some people, just after one realization, I should have to call one sitting, they are masters. Really, I've seen some people being there. But then some people have some kind of problem still on the centers, and the Kundalini goes back to that. So what you have to do is to learn, if any center is in trouble, how to cure it. That's all. It's very simple. You don't have to be a doctor, philosopher, or psychologist or anything. It's only as long as you are a human being you can do it. But you see, the thing is that I think as people say that there's a defect in Sahaja Yoga that you don't charge any money. And they have been asking me questions, why don't you charge money? No, I just told them that it's a living process of your evolution. When you sow the seed, how much does the seed charge or what the gardener charges the seed? It just sprouts by itself. It has that power built in. In the same way, this power is built in all of you. You have to have faith in yourself in the meanwhile, that we have that power, and why not we achieve it? For that you can't. You can pay for the hall, you can pay for other things, but not for the awakening of the Buddha. There's no need. What value will you put for it? It is something very different, and you deserve it, that's why you get it. As simple as that. So you develop the collective consciousness. Apart from that, what happens is that you go beyond the mind. You become one with the torsion area, as they call it. It's the all-pervading power of divine love. In other languages, it's called Ruh also. When you become that, when you are connected with that, then what you have to do is to just use that power, that energy. So, in countries like India and many others, they believed in all the elements also, as if the elements have the power. It's the energy, the divine energy that works. But that you cannot understand unless and until you have got it, that connection with the divine power. Everybody can get that power. There's no separation according to your caste, community, race, anything. Is every human being can get their realization. And the time has come. The time has come because it's the last judgment. What you take and what you get is very important. You should decide as to know the knowledge, to get to yourself, to your spirit. Once you have it, you'll be amazed that how you know so many things about others and about yourself. It's a remarkable thing that is within you. But we are not yet aware of it, perhaps. We haven't got it. For this collective consciousness is so beautiful. You see, sitting here you can know about anybody. Sitting here you can cure anybody. You can do so many things. I mean, you are capable of doing. You can become an expert in this. And I mean, you can solve the problem of this world. It is a global activity. It's nothing to do with your boundaries of your country or anything. It's very global. And when it works globally. So we have to have one global feeling, awareness within ourselves, which it works out. Thoughtless awareness is very, very important. Because thoughtless awareness is the one where you become connected with the divine power. Then you do not think. What is there to think? The divine power is thinking for you. By thinking what happens, you become very reactive, you react to everything. Everything you see, you react. You cannot witness it. Everything you watch, you react. Everybody has different reactions. Fighting about it. Once you see something, and you can become absolutely a witness, then you develop that witness stage, which is very important. That way, I don't know how many 1,000 lectures I've given. But one has to understand that unless and until you desire it, it can happen. Because it's the pure desire. Kundalini is the power of pure desire. If you do not have that pure desire, nobody can force you to have it. It cannot be forced. You cannot propagate like that. It is the desire of the people that acts and works. Now we have so many types of ideas as far as religion is concerned, as far as incarnations are concerned, I mean all sorts. But what have you achieved out of that? Have you got your self-realization? Have you known yourself? That's the main question you should ask, and then take to Sahaja. Sahaja means spontaneous, yoga means union with the divine. That first thing should happen. Now many people have asked me, what about Patanjali Yoga and this yoga? That time, long time back, Patanjali Yoga started. It was the other way around, that they used to first cleanse your body, cleanse your mind. Then they used to give you realization to one person among at least 1 lakh of people. So you can imagine what must be the progress. I just thought of it this way, that why not give them realization first? If they have their realization, then they can see for themselves what's wrong with them. And then they'll correct it. It's better. These days to say something to someone is so difficult, you know. But when you see yourself you are in difficulty, and you see yourself there's something wrong with you, you definitely will cure it. And this is the other way around it started. It has worked wonders. And I think it has worked everywhere very well, and it should work also in England. I have lived here very long in England, but I must say Sahaja Yoga is not that fast as it could have been. I don't know what is the reason for that. And today is a very good day when you all people are here, so eminent people, so capable people, that if you take it up, you can save the whole world. Not only you can save yourself, but you can save the whole world. It is very important to understand what you are. Most important. You don't know what you are. Tomorrow some doctors tell you that you have got cancer. With Sahaja Yoga, immediately you will know that you are developing some sort of a thing. Also you will know how to cure it. This is just for a disease. But there are other things we do which we should not have done. But we do it because it is a mind that is very compulsive and makes you do things which you should not do. But only through Sahaja Yoga you will know that this is destructive. You should know what is constructive and what is destructive. All that knowledge you can get. There are people who tell all kinds of stories. I've heard from some gurus also that they said, oh, you can't get Jnana Marga. This is a Jnana Marga. Jnana means knowledge. You are all Pravrutti Marga. It's actually an abuse, meaning you run after everything. This is sort of person. And that you should try Pravrutti Marga, so give it to the gurus. Look after the guru. Nothing happens. That's not going to happen. If you are really genuinely interested in yourself and in others, then you just take your self-realization. Without self-realization, you cannot understand yourself and others. And also you know how to correct yourself and others and solve your problems. So many solutions are there, and they are all there in your own being, which you should take. I don't know how far to go with it, but I would say there is a very cosmopolitan group here. Some are doctors, psychologists and all that. So I can talk to them separately about it, or you can understand that we have our psyche within us and we have our right side, as we call it this. These are to be understood. With the left side is the psyche. Now I don't know, psychologists have put this is, especially I have seen, even you committed a mistake when you said that these are all horizontal consciousness, different consciousness. They are horizontal. They are not horizontal. This is, you just made a big mistake. So then, if you say that, then you have to go to the subconscious or to this and that. They are not horizontal. Here you see very clearly. Left side is the one side. This is the psyche, and the right side by which you think and work. The right side. There are two separate things, and in between is the way you can call the path of the Kundalini. See, our Creator is a very wise person. He would not have done such a mess. And so he has kept one side on this side and the other side there. Now suppose you have very hard work. You work very hard, think about the future all the time. Then your right side gets caught up. Now if you are a psychological person, you go on worrying about things and feeling very sad about something. I mean, all kinds of psychological problems. They cause problems to this left side. So we have this left side and right side. The religion came to give us the balance. With the balance, what will happen? That it won't be obstructing our growth. And that's why these two are very important. One is the emotional side, and another is the, you can call it the thinking side. Now when these two are in action, they can create problems, they can create imbalances. So psychologists are dealing with the left side and doctors are dealing with the right side. Now I have to tell you that you should deal with the center. Now the left and right side, both of them join together like this and form the center. These are the chakras. These are the chakras. And when you go too much on the right or too much on the left, it starts going on like that. And then it breaks. And then you fall into the problem, either left side or right side. So in Sahaja Yoga there are only two types of people, left and right side, and the ones who are realized souls. In the same way, Everybody has this problem. So there is solution for psychological things, for your physical things, for other problems also. There is solution in surgery. This is what you have to know very well yourself, so you can cure yourself as well as cure others. I would like to have some questions from you, but I don't know what more to say.
Yeah, is it not a bit of an imposition to just presume that people need healing? Is it not a bit rude to just assume that they need to be healed?
Mataji, are we right to just presume that people need to be healed? Are we right to presume, just to presume, that human beings need to be healed?
Little close to your mouth.
Mataji, are we right just to presume that people need help, that they need our help, that they need to be healed? Have we got a right to presume that?
I mean, honestly, what is the problem? I mean, if you are all right, if you are perfectly all right, you would definitely like to help others also. It's a temperament, changes. You are transformed. And with this temperament, you want to help others. And you help them without expecting any return or anything.
But maybe people don't actually want to be transformed. Maybe they're actually happy with themselves as they are. And that's one thing. Is any
She's saying there are people who are happy with themselves as they are.
But they are ignorant. When some calamity comes on them, then they realize they are very ignorant. It just, you see, shows they are not seeking.
But they are, but they're seeking different things. Maybe a different kind of
So actually, I think we should ask for questions and then allow you to answer. We shouldn't have a debate. There are people with other questions. Maybe later you can ask us, and if you want to argue with us, you may.
No, I don't want to argue.
But it could be a way to start. Let's have questions to Mataji, and then we'll listen to the answer and see what wisdom she has to give us is best.
Yeah, I just want to know, why is it some people seem to be sociable beings, like you said, your husband, your parents. Other people always seem to be outside of society, like they never belong. They may go through the motions, but they never really belong. And how do you see them as not being, as being different from other people, or how do you see those people?
Now, the lady says there seem to be two kinds of people.
Huh?
There are two types of people, she says. One type is sociable, and the other type is withdrawn. And is that all right? Some people on the right side, some people on the
I
left
don't
side.
think in this there is any type. You see, it's nothing typifying them. Everybody is all right. We shouldn't say that such people are good and such people are not. There may be some who may not like to do it, but doesn't matter. The other day I had one fellow from the Star television, and he was asking me all funny questions, And I said, where are you going? You are asking me all stupid questions. And immediately he felt, cool breeze in his hand. So what has happened? That's what is the answer. Then he kept quiet. It's the experience. You must have the experience of the divine power. And then you become very creative. You start creating new surgeries, doing this. There is nothing like a typical personator. I've seen people who were extremely aggressive with me, very aggressive. They got their realization, surprise. So I wouldn't say there is anything typical about people who are seeking.
Yes, please.
What do you think about all the complementary therapies that are now in action?
Mataji, what do you think about the alternative therapies that
See, I am not here to criticize anyone. What I am saying, any therapy should be based on proper diagnosis. And unless and until you are a self-realized person, you cannot know what's wrong with you or with others. So first you should be self-realized personality, so that you will know what's wrong with you and wrong with others. Also you will know which way it will work out. So there's nothing to criticize them. You see, they are all, I don't know why they do it, but they are doing it. It's one thing, I'll tell you. These chakras are big. If somebody wants, he can shift the energy of one chakra to another chakra. But don't cure the person. So the treatment should be for all the centers. Otherwise, it is useless.
The lady wants to know if you will raise our Kundalinis tonight.
Of course I will.
I think I heard in the video that you actually went to medical school or receiving medical training. Did I hear it right? Did you actually qualify as a doctor?
He's just asking about your medical training, Mataji.
Not much. Actually, I did medicine just to find out the names that doctors use, because I'll have to talk to doctors, you see. So I should know the terminologies. But that is different. Medical science is all right, but it is limited.
I would agree with that.
Are you a doctor?
I am.
So the gentleman is a doctor, Mother, and he agrees with you.
Yes. We have some doctors in Sahajayoga. And once they have taken to Sahajayoga, because they see the miracles of Sahajayoga, and they have to believe it. Then they want to know how it is done. So it is still very limited, because it is all outside, nothing inside.
And self-realisation, is it only attained through yourself, Mataji, or other members who have self-realised in Sahaja Yoga, or can people achieve it through other routes?
How to get self-realization, Mataji? Is it only through you, or can it also be through other Sahajayogis or other people?
Other Sahajayogis also can. Like one candle can enlighten another candle. And if another candle is enlightened, it can enlighten others also.
The question was actually, could it be attained out with Sahaja Yoga, i.e. not through either Mataji or other Sahaja Yogas, but outside that altogether?
Is it possible to get self-realization by other means?
I don't know of any. It is only the Kundalini I have seen that works.
This lady.
Would you say that self-realization comes to people at different times? Some people come to self-realization more sooner in their life than others. It's only through following particular parts of life and having satisfaction in life with certain things that you come to self-realization. It's a process rather than development into things rather than just every trick for one dimension of things. You have to have experience of wide range of things to enable us to become more self-reliant.
So the lady is asking if it's necessary that we should go through different paths and have different experiences before we desire self-realization.
You can if you want to, but if you ask me, there's only one way, is Kundalini awakening. And if somebody says he knows how to do the Kundalini awakening, you can see for yourself. You see what I'm saying? I would not say no to anything. But as far as I am concerned this is the safest way, is the real way which I have tried.
And how long does it take to self-realise through Kundalini?
She wants to know how long it takes, Mama.
Split of a second. Could be. Could be. It takes no time. Just like this. Works out.
How do you know when you are self-realized?
The experience is that you start feeling a cool or sometimes hot breeze also from your fingertips or on your palm or out of your neck. You start feeling it very clear. This is the experience.
And then you are perfect. You're not perfect, but you say no and every day is perfect. So at the end of the day, once you feel that self-realization, how do you know? Do you need to go further?
Does that mean you have arrived? Have you finished developing once you feel that? Is that the final part? Have you arrived?
Not for everyone. I've seen, I used to think should be final, but I find people are quite complicated. So you need some time, some more help. But it works out, ultimately it works out. If you have some trouble, say physical trouble, if you have some mental trouble, something like that, you see sometimes your chakras are not yet fully nourished, can be anything. So it can be worked out. It should be once only. I felt that way always. It's not.
Any other questions?
You said to know ourselves, to know the divine, we have to know ourselves. What is the way to know ourselves? How can we do it?
Srimati, you said to know the divine, we need to know ourselves.
Of course.
How can we do it?
How can?
How can we know ourselves?
That's what I'm going to do. Through Kundalini awakening. Through this power. Through this power only you can become yourself. Because you are connected. As if this is not connected, supposing. It doesn't work. But if it is connected to the main, it works. Just like that, very simple.
When you spoke about the right and the left side come together like this, it reminded me of when we say the center.
We come into the center, she said. When you showed it opening, the opposite is coming into the center.
Yes, that's what.
Staying in our center.
You come in the center, and the Kundalini also is very wonderful, because if she sees little bit trouble there, it tries to bring it back, and you know Anabis. She's very good. She's your mother. She's your mother only. And you are her child. And she wants to give you your second birth. She's so careful, she does it. She's been waiting for ages now.
We have experienced the power of your love, the mother's love, and to us that is enough. What do you have to say on that?
The gentleman says we have experienced through you the power of the mother's love.
Yeah.
We've experienced your love, Srimati. What else is needed?
Yes, I mean you have to experience is the point. Whatever I may say, you should believe. You shouldn't believe me. You should experience yourself, your own powers, and see for yourself how it works. Because only I can say you all have this power. All have it.
Are you saying Sahaja Yoga is the only way to unlock it?
Is Sahaja Yoga the only way to unlock that power which we all have?
Yes, it is. That's the only way. Sahaja means spontaneous. It doesn't mean anything more than that. It's spontaneous happening. Yoga means union with the divine. So it's very spontaneous. That's the only way. It cannot be worked out. Very spontaneous.
Saying spontaneity is linked to faith, like you believe in faith, whatever is round the corner, it's meant to, or is it just a texture?
Do you need to have faith? Do you need to have faith?
Have faith in yourself. You must have faith in yourself. That's very important.
Fate. Huh? Do you believe in fate?
Fate.
Fate, destiny.
You see what I'm saying? First of all, you get your realization. These things are not important. Whatever is the destiny is destiny. Also, destinies have changed with Sahaja.
Are you essentially saying that this type of yoga is not necessarily a technique, but more a consciousness? Is it a consciousness as opposed to something you do? A decision that you make to be at one, to know yourself, and know that you're at one with the rest of the beings and everything that is in existence?
The gentleman is saying he thinks he sees that Sahaja Yoga is not a technique that you do, but it's a change of consciousness.
Of course. You are transformed. You are absolutely transformed. And you become very secured. Apart from that, you start seeing everything in a different angle. Because you become a witness. You don't react. It changes you completely. So there is the technique only starts after getting realization. After getting realization, you should know how to purify yourself, should know how to awaken the kundalini of others. It is also spontaneous. Because you are capable, you are the one who has a right to get it. I think it's your birthright to get it. All right?
Yes, thank you.
Another question?
You were talking about the feeling with your hands and the feeling up here. Can I ask why I already get that, but I've never done Sahaja Yoga?
The lady says she has not done Sahaja Yoga, but she does feel flow in her hands and in her head.
Yes, very good. There's no need to do Sahaja Yoga, it can happen to you. But if it had not happened to you, then better do Sahaja. Alright? But even after, I've known people who are born realized, but they don't know anything about it.
Yeah.
They just know they are realized souls. But you should know the knowledge, the absolute knowledge about yourself and about others. That's very important.
Yeah.
Yes.
What about awakening Kundalini with mentally ill people?
Is it valuable? Is that what you mean?
Is it possible? Is it dangerous?
Can you awaken the Kundalini of people who are mentally ill?
Who are?
Mentally ill.
Yes, yes. You can, but you better not try them. They are difficult people. You can awaken the Kundalini of the sick, of the people who are mentally sick. You can do it. But I would advise you should do that till you are perfectly all right. You have to be a master. Then it's all right.
Do you believe in conventional mental illnesses?
believe in them, don't you?
Yeah, they do. I mean, there are a lot of people who subscribe to it.
Does Srimati believe in the explanation of...
No, the labels. For example, schizophrenia.
What is yours?
Do you believe in the labels which are put on in the modern world, put on mental illnesses? Do you believe in schizophrenia?
Of course, there is schizophrenia. It can be cured also. Yeah. It can be. It is there. Whether you believe it or not, it is there. I don't know. Some people have been cured of schizophrenia, especially in America. Only we don't handle two diseases. One is this Alzheimer's. Because mostly these people are extremely aggressive, they have been all their lives. And even when they get it, they become very aggressive. They start abusing you, saying all kinds of things. Not easy to handle them, very difficult. When they ask questions, you should know they will leave.
Oh, this one.
Yes.
Can you awaken the Kundalini in a pregnant woman?
Can you awaken the Kundalini in a pregnant woman?
Is it okay?
Is it all right to awaken the Kundalini in a lady who is pregnant?
Yes, of course.
All better. Nice for the child.
Do you believe in reincarnation?
Do you believe in reincarnation?
Reincarnations are there. There's nothing to doubt it. It's not important. After realization, you get your new birth. So all these reincarnations are finished. You become nothing but the spirit. See, lots have been written about this, that, and people know all about it. Firstly, you know yourself, then you'll know everything.
Shrimati, would you be able to elaborate a little more on how the people with schizophrenia, how they were cured, how long it took, by what method after presumably they had their self-realization?
Srimati's specific question about using Sahaja Yoga to treat mental illness. I think there are people here who work with patients who have mental illnesses, and the question is, how long would you say it takes to cure somebody who has schizophrenia, but with Sahaja
You just can't say, sometimes it hardly takes a minute. You just can't say. There's no time limit in Sahaja Yoga. It is beyond time. It might work out immediately. It may take a little more time. I've seen people of cancer being cured in no time. But also ordinary trouble, they are still lingering on. So I can't say why. So it's nothing definite. Mostly it works very fast. Mostly.
Sorry, you said earlier on that you had trouble with people with Alzheimer's disease. But I mean, there's an explanation for that, because those centers probably gone, and those are gone.
He's suggesting that the reason that we have trouble trying to treat people with Alzheimer's disease is that their chakras are already destroyed.
It happens. I agree that chakras are destroyed and all that. But first your chakras should be strong. You should be fully nourished. You should be perfectly alright. Then you will make out what chakra is spoiled. Also you will know how to correct it. Then you can definitely help me. It's a knowledge. You are asking me for medical studies and all that. It takes 7 years to study medicine. For Sahaja Yoga, 1 year more than sufficient for anyone.
If you don't receive the Kundalini, are you saying that's because you don't want to? Is there another reason, or is it just because you don't want to receive it?
If you don't get Kundalini awakening, is it simply because you don't desire it, Mama? Or is there another reason?
No, if you want, you will always get it. No problem. No problem. If you don't want, I cannot force you. Cannot be done. They have to desire it. But I have yet to come across people who don't want it, normally. That's such a great thing, you know.
Do you believe that medical conditions that we label are actually something that are separate and distinct from each other? Or do you feel that they may be the same problem manifesting differently through different people?
We label different diseases differently.
Huh?
We label diseases differently, but is there a cause of ill health, of dysfunction, which is the same in all people, in different people? Is there a single cause of dysfunction and disease?
Cause.
Cause, must be. The thing that makes the disease. What causes disease? Is it individual to the person, or is there something which is causing disease in different people?
That may manifest itself differently,
Yeah.
that we give a label to.
But we don't go to the causes. We go to the chakras only. Because causes can be quite embarrassing. Better talk about the chakras, alright? It's better. Then they don't feel embarrassed.
So that's the answer. It's the chakras which may cause different symptoms.
Like, you see...
So in other words, interferences in the chakras, let's say. Is that right?
His understanding, Shri, it means when there is something wrong with the functioning of the chakra, it can produce different diseases.
No, it won't. You see, it's a generalization, I would say. All these types are generalized. For example, if the first chakra is catching, alright, you can feel it. Where? Either here or here. If it is feeling, you are feeling it here, that means right side, this is the left side. Now all HIV people feel it here. So it's very easy, but you need not say you have HIV.
I just want to expand, just asking a question to the answer. If one chakra is out of balance, wouldn't that cause the other chakras to be out of balance as well?
So another question, Shri, if one chakra is out of balance, will it cause other chakras also to be out of balance?
Could be, could not be. It depends on how much the disease has progressed. It depends. But that's not your headache. What you have to see, what chakras are in trouble. Then you try to improve those chakras. If you have improved the chakras, you will be all right.
Thank you.
It's a new venture.
Do babies and young children have this energy naturally flowing and then they lose it, or is there a genuine second birth required?
Children and young babies, do they have this energy flowing already? And
Some
can
of
they
them
lose
have.
it?
Some of them.
Or
Some of them
realize?
have. They are great people. Born to save all of us.
Can they lose it, Shri? The second question, if they are born with this open,
Of course they are. They are born.
can they lose it, Shri?
Huh?
Can they lose it?
Of course they can. Any other?
Once that it was mentioned now, they lose it. Can they regain it?
Once you have lost it, can you regain it? Can you get it again?
That's it. You have seen the point. We have everything intact. Actually, our innocence is never lost. But it's hiding, like the moon can hide with the clouds around it. But it is all there, beautiful.
It's a personal question more. I'm a mother of an autistic child, and as far as I know, the number of children diagnosed with this is increasing, especially in America. Is it any explanation for this from this point of view, and how we can help them?
Mataji, there are several questions. This lady says she has an autistic child.
What?
Autistic. child is autistic, she says there are more and more autistic children, particularly in America. Is there an explanation for increasing autism in America?
I'm happy to know that your attention is on these people. But we have to first pay attention to ourselves. Once we are all right, then we can look after all kinds. But it's a good idea, we have attention on other people also, that we are worried about them. But first of all, if you are not fully fledged Sahaja, it's difficult to help them.
You have to cure yourself first. Shall we have the experience?
There's one more.
Somebody?
Is it possible to have some specific examples of how to cure or strengthen a chakra or several chakras or a channel, or just some actual concrete examples of how that's done?
He wants specific information about how to help particular channels or particular chakras.
First you get all right. First you should be fully equipped with the knowledge. Then you will not ask me any question, I know. Because you will know.
The physician has to be cured first, and then you know what to do, that's what she's saying. You have to cure yourself or allow yourself to be cured, and then you can do it.
No? No. I'm just hoping that all of you should get self-realization. And then you should perfect yourself. And you should fare. Then afterwards, only thing that is expected, that you try to give Sahaja Yoga to others. Help others. We have to solve not our problem of this country, but of all the world's problem. We can do a lot. So, because I always felt that England is a place from everything that circulates, everything. Whatever you do here circulates. So it's very important for you to get your self-realization, master it, and to spread it all over. It should not be temporarily only for yourself, that won't be good. It should be for other people also. You need not try first very difficult diseased people, you try first of all with normal people. Then you can try with others also. Alright? That should be the promise.